what I found at a local thrift store last Saturday. A bunch of wood turning chisels all taped up together. Of course, these had to turn up only 2 days after making my own spindle gouge. As you can see, I paid €15 for them. There are 8 chisels, so that's less than €2 each. A fair price, I think, especially considering that the thrift store is supporting a good cause somewhere in Verwegistan. So even if these turn out to be total shit, I wouldn't feel too bad about it. I was the most interested in these 3 gouges. The others, well, they're more or less duplicates of what I already have. But these seem to be a bit more sturdy than the flimsy gouge that I have been using so far. Let's test the big one. Do a little comparison with the spindle gouge I made. The oak log that I used in my last video to test the mallet is still in the lathe, so I'm pretty much ready to go. Looks like somebody has been grinding the inside edge. I don't think you're supposed to do that. It's hitting the banjo down below. Finally, let's start testing. Forgot about that. Let's try the tool I made. Holding the tool horizontal is much easier on the hands, but I don't dare take a big cut, as it might take the tip right off. I was planning to take off all that grinding that was done on the inside, but it looks like I did a bad job. Well, I'm shit at grinding. Let's speed it up a bit. Well, you tell me. No idea. Yesterday's test was inconclusive, so tonight we're gonna play round 2 of who is my best spindle gouge. Yay. I roughed this down to almost round. There are a few bits still left, but it should, I'm hoping this will make it easier to distinguish between both chisels. Here we go. So it's the next day, and I just spent an awful lot of time cleaning up all those pesky chips. Those things really get everywhere. But I roughed this down to the hardwood. I just reground the chisels. I'm ready to play round 3 and what's my best spindle gouge. An exciting YouTube show with no prizes. Here we go. Well, I know enough. I'm declaring this the winner. Shouldn't have done that. So this means that I've spent an awful lot of time grinding this file down for nothing. Beaten by a cheap thrift store chisel. My recommendation, don't do it. Go watch television. The files are probably only good for making skews. On second thought, don't bother watching television. It's all shit anyway. Go watch my videos on YouTube. This cleaned up pretty well. I removed the rust on the wire wheel and resharpened a lot. I also had to reseat these 3, but that wasn't a big problem. Just take them out, turn them 90 degrees and put them back in. Considering this is a pretty cheap set and I spent quite a bit of time cleaning them up, it would have been, well, better, easier to buy a new set. Well, this way at least I didn't enlarge my carbon footprint. Don't you just hate that word, carbon footprint? Spin to raise more taxes, to save the environment, while at the same time they want us to spend more money to keep the economy going. I'm not denying the environmental problems the world is facing, but it's just such a double standard if you ask me. I find it strange that there is no parting tool in this set. I would have liked another parting tool, because the one I have gets dull pretty quick. But I do have an idea to make a parting tool out of an old HSS hacksaw blade, and that could be a nice idea for a future video. And on a side note, I checked my statistics, and according to my calculations, less than 3% of my views comes from subscribers. So what are you guys subscribing for? And why is no one forcing you to watch?